Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, Season 2, Episode 1. It's called The Austere Academy, Part 1. It's a long title. Even before I get to the season and then the part, so it's just A Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events is really long. I feel like there was a lot of joking about this in Season 1. Just as I'm saying it, I feel like we cracked a lot of jokes about me messing up the titles a lot.
I think we probably did.
We probably did. So, just in the assumption that one day someone's going to binge watch all these reviews and I'm going to go straight from the last of season 1 to this one, I will try and avoid making any more jokes about it because it'll be really annoying. See, it's fine for the
Yeah.
people who watched the season 1 reviews back when they first came out.
Yeah, they haven't had that joke in over a year.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. But hey, so so we quite enjoyed season 1 of this. I appreciated Netflix giving me a nice big meaty recap, just to to
Yeah.
get all the details back in my head. I was like, okay, right, remember all this stuff.
You mean the one inside the episode, right?
No?
Oh, okay. I didn't get that other one.
Oh
That
no,
you're
no.
on about then.
Netflix gave me a full 5 minute, and it kind of went through each episode and gave me like an edited down version of each one.
I never got that.
Uh, I thought it was relative. I mean, I think there's other shows that will benefit more from it, but I still think it worked for this. It was nice to sort of just remind myself of that.
That's fair. Considering that the episode does a good job of going through the first season anyway, it has like an inbuilt recap.
It has an inbuilt one, but it is nowhere near as comprehensive. Like,
Oh,
not
it's
even
not. No,
the
it
one in
really
the episode is basically Count Olaf's been hunting us and dressing up, whereas the opening one it goes through each like pair of episodes and is like, okay, so here's the Guardian, here's how they died, here's what kind of went on. It was
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
beat. You don't really need it, I don't think, but it was a nice, if I've got the option of a nice little recap just before I start the season, I'm happy to take
Yeah,
it.
I didn't feel like I was missing it.
But so we left off season 1, and they just came to this boarding school. This what was it called? The
Proof something?
Proof Wolf, something
Can't
like that. Anyway, so they're at this boarding school, and it is the same boarding school that a lot of their parents seem to go to. Certainly the same school that Count Olaf went to,
Yes.
as he references in this episode. And they crack a couple of meta jokes at the start because they immediately say, "Hey, it feels like we've been sitting here for months." And they go, even Sonny's like, starting to look more like a toddler and less like a baby. And I went, "Oh, neat. Just acknowledge it. Yeah, just have a joke,
Yeah.
and we can move on with our
'Cause
lives. It's fine."
we were questioning last year. It's like, okay, how are they going to do this? Because the kids are gonna start looking older.
I actually think the two teeny ones, they're fine. Like, they still kind of
Yeah.
look the same to me. There's at least nothing noticeable. Maybe if I went back and compared them side by side, maybe I'd be like, oh, they look older. But
I think it's particularly amusing because the baby you could have just swapped out for a different baby.
you could. I think the benefit though is like last season they had to do so much like CG to keep like the face on whatever
Yeah.
Violet was actually holding, that I think the benefit here is saying, okay, now it's a toddler. It means they can get away with a bit more, and they can have a toddler just kind of be there, or whatever, or maybe it makes it easier to deal with. It wouldn't surprise me if again when we jump between season 2 and 3, if we come back and it's more like a 4-year-old, just to
Just to play up the joke even more.
yeah, just to make it life easier, even though it's meant to be, because this is meant to be the same day. They're saying they're waiting to get into the vice principal's office. That's how we left the last season. And we sit here, and Sonny's just like, yeah, you're like a year and a half older. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like it says, growth spurt.
Whatever. Yeah. So can I just talk about? I went through a roller coaster of emotions with a new character in this episode, where as soon as they stepped on the screen and they were awful, I went, "Yep, that's a ginger, little ginger brat by the name of Carmelita," that's just a pompous name as well, Carmelita.
Isn't it?
But she quickly became maybe the best character of the entire show. She is phenomenal.
Yeah, she is.
I, she is fantastic in every way.
She is fantastically awful.
She openly mocks the Baudelaires for having dead parents. Was it cake sniffers? Keep calling them cake sniffers.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, because they're walking, so I'll have to give you a tour. And so I don't have to wear a uniform because the vice principal loves me and thinks I'm adorables. And she's walking down the hallway. It's like, why is everyone staring at us? It's probably just because we're new. No, they're staring at you because your parents died in the fire. It just keeps walking. She's got this upbeat, awful attitude. She's like, I mean, I obviously I've never read the books. I have no idea if she sticks around, but part of me really wants her not to go away when we get out of this 2-part.
Yeah, me too.
Somehow, I don't know.
I can't remember. I don't assume so, but
She helps Olaf. My hope is that he takes her on as like an apprentice. Like,
it becomes part of his crew.
yeah, have the little Ginge be part of Olaf's crew. That is my hope.
That'll be great.
Because she is absolutely fantastic. The way she comes in, makes fun of Larry, he's there to give them the book that's going to tell them everything about the parents' secret organisation, and he ends up losing it because he's flirting a little bit with the librarian, and it ends up getting lost in the stacks, and then it's like, okay, it's in the library. The library's only open 10 minutes a day because the vice principal has some weird rules. More on that in a little bit, but. So she's awful to him. She like steals his burrito that he's got for lunch.
Only half.
Well, it's half until later on when she catches him trying to break into the library, and then we get the most out of nowhere Spice Girls reference. This is the thing. So he's like, no, don't scream, don't get the vice principal. I'll do what you want. Just tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And I went, was that supposed to sound like a Spice Girls? You know, in the split second before she responded, I'm like, was that supposed to be a Spice Girls reference? And then she just leans in really slow and goes, oh, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. And I'm like, oh my god, this show has no shame.
But I love it for that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm applauding it. Honestly, the dark sense of humor I missed a lot. Like when they go to see the vice principal, and he's just like he says something at one point to someone else, like, "Oh, they haven't lost their parents in a fire." Or something like that. It was just this digging, and then like the Quagmires come in after because he mentions that the new orphans live in the little shack, but then you get upgraded to a broom closet when there's new orphans, and the Quagmires come out. There's like, hey orphans, how do you feel about a broom closet? Just these the quirky dark humor.
I think that there's no other show on TV that will make fun of kids for losing their parents in a fire.
There's not enough of them.
There's not. We should do it more. It's a lot of fun, but it's unique.
I get a ridiculous amount of satisfaction out of being awful to children, right?
Yes.
There's something about it because you're supposed to be nice to kids because they'll get scared and cry. There's something so fascinating about watching a TV show or a movie where someone just tells a child to F off. It's so satisfying.
It really is. Yeah.
It just is, and this is basically what it is. Making fun of the fact that they're orphans, all this. But even by referring to them as the orphans, and by the way, I love so much when Olaf finally gets into the school, and he runs into the Quagmires, and he's like, you orphans, and he starts going on right. And I love that it takes you like a minute to realize, wait a minute, he just thinks that's the Baudelaires. He doesn't realize it's a different set of kids.
Yeah.
He's basically
just like all three. Hang on, where's the third one?
Yeah, he's basically doing all orphans look alike. That's essentially the joke here, and
pretty much.
But there's that moment of realization when you think, he just knows this pair as well, and then you're like, wait a minute, because it starts to just feel like, no, he's talking about the Baudelaires. What's going on? Yeah. Oh, he thinks it's them.
Given that there's obviously the connection between the Baudelaires and the Quagmires, which obviously the episode's playing up, it's plausible that he knows these as well, and I mean, it turns out he does.
Yeah, because obviously we get the kids go into two different classes. Meanwhile, Sonny becomes the administrative assistant to the vice principal and is taking down his minutes on the typewriter.
And he's typing like a 1-year-old.
Yeah, very good. Also, I've forgotten how much I love Sonny like saying something, but it's subtitled, so she'll make a really quirky thing. Yeah. In fact, one of them was a reference to something in this one. It really cracked me up. Damn it, I'm forgetting it now. It was in the vice principal's office. She said something that was like a reference to something else.
I'm not remembering this one.
It cracked me up though. But regardless, yeah. So we got that, and I like how in both classes they both kind of like start to flirt with the Quagmire counterpart.
Yes, they're opposite number.
Yeah, exactly.
So at one point, Sonny tells him to get a room.
Well, that's later on in the cafeteria. Yeah. But in the classrooms, like they both have the exact same sort of moment where the other one's turning around and like sort of smell at each other. They both have that moment. I do want to point out how much I love how useless the teachers are, especially the one in Violet's class, whose whole thing is, I'm just going to tell you about one of my days, and there'll be a pop quiz later about my day. And he's like, so I think it was a Tuesday, and I was kind of in the mood for mac and cheese, like that. And that's when we transition out of the classroom, and I'm like, I love this. There's something about this. Just
easiest class ever, right?
Yeah, or the most difficult if you have to remember all your teachers' ins and outs.
That's true.
So I don't know where I land on that. Yeah, it's when they're at the thing and they pull out they empty their pockets and they both get two parts of the telescope and they're like, oh wait a minute, and they start putting it together. And like, hey, our parents are connected. What's going on? and everything else. We're trying to find the book. They ask the librarian, who's very helpful and likes them, which means she's most likely going to die because that's the running joke in the show. So I'm trying not to get attached. Don't get
attached to anyone likable in this show.
Yeah, no. Get attached to the hateable ones, which is why we're in good standing for Carmelita to stick around, because she's awful.
No, I'm with you. It's like, odds are good, if there's any.
I also like Olaf's like cronies, like kind of realizing that he was probably a loser and a loner in school, because they're asking him questions. I wasn't. I was a lone wolf. I was on the drama club. It's like, oh yeah,
it's fine if you're a late bloomer.
All of it's good. Even the way they kind of just like hijack the bus that's got the gym teacher and the entire team on it,
and Larry.
Although Larry hides. Larry does some James Bond-esque hiding at the back.
He lays down in between some seats.
That's what I think of James Bond. Yes. Well, he does some more Jason Bourne stuff at the tail end though, because he's on the spare tire at the back of the bus. He's kind of like just teetering on top of it.
Yeah, see, that's more what I expect from James Bond, or hanging on under the bus.
Well, Joe, I liked about
sit between some seats.
If they're setting up that he's got chemistry with the librarian, it's a nice little sort of link between them. Because in one of her first scenes, she has an entire stack of books on her head. You know that thing where you walk with a book in your head? She just puts an entire stack on her head, and then in this scene, he's like, he's got the book balanced on his back as he's like sort of, perched on this tire. And I thought, oh, neat little kind of thematic link between them in a weird way, but hey,
that's there.
So, and all the things we loved are back. The Patrick Warburton segments where he's talking to us. Even that felt meta. He's like, "Oh, we're 1/3 through a Devilish Tales." Oh, yeah, it's 1/3. We're exactly 1/3.
It is, yeah. His mountain and molehill examples and explanations were great.
Yeah, and then swap it. It's like, well, when he actually said it was a molehill, he meant a mountain, and that's when we're getting interested in Shaq, and we see like there's crabs in it and dripping fungus and whatever else was going on in there. Absolute dire. But no, it was because I'd kind of forgotten almost in the time that's passed that the core idea of this show is that all the adults are absolutely insane, and the Baudelaires are just like, what is going on? We're normal people, and everyone else is just insane. What's happening? They're very logical. If anything, they're smarter than most kids.
They are, yeah.
Which, by the way, just to sort of play up that subversion again. At the end of the day of classes, it's like, oh, what was your class like? Oh, that's I was like math. What was your class like? Oh, that's like English or whatever. And it's like, oh, Sonny, how was your work? How was your day at work? See, it's playing up that subversion again. That the baby, the youngest one, is the one who had a day at work, while the other two are in class. So I like that. I like that little flip. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, nice.
But of course, we're all building up to like, okay, so what's he going to be this time? What's Olaf building up to? Because actually, that reminds me. I love the super advanced computer that is there to catch Count Olaf. Like, everyone who goes into the school has to go up to this thing and get scanned, and it's like, not Count Olaf, no, not Count Olaf, not Count Olaf.
I can't wait to see him just walk past it. Yeah, because he's proper worried about it. He's going to get me.
Because he sees it, it's like, damn it, this might be harder than we anticipated.
Yeah, we need an inside man.
Which leads to his alliance with young Carmelita, who has a little speech and ends up doing some of his lines, and he's not happy about it at all.
Yeah, it's all about context.
And he's like, working with kids, am I right? Which does lead to some humour with Mr. Poe and the other secret agent lady, who's like sort of, his undercover there, yeah. And she's like ducking under. I'm like, this wouldn't look that suspicious. If you just answered the phone and talked to him, it wouldn't look that suspicious.
Yeah, you're a receptionist. You're supposed to be on the phone.
Yeah, but she's hiding under the desk, and that's just making Poe. Of course, I mean, I'm not criticising this. I'm just adding to this is the absurd kind of tone of the show, where it'll do these little things.
And you have Poe addresses like, oh, she always drops a pen. And it has to go under the desk, etc. It's like, oh look, she's just done it again.
Or even when like when the Baudelaires leave the vice principal's office, as soon as they leave, the door shuts, and it's literally like a second later where there's a knock, and it's the Quagmires, and it's like, you physically couldn't have like not like bumped into each other with how quick that knock was. Like, there's no way, like, he would have seen you coming before. And this is again, it's not a critique. This is just it's the slightly cartoony kind of style of the show where it gets away with these little things. I mean, we have Sonny like carving metal with teeth.
We have a vice principal spending the budget on a ruby encrusted violin case.
So the library can only be open 10 minutes a day, even though, as the librarian rightly points out, it doesn't cost any more money to leave the door unlocked.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Or if they're late for class, they get their hands tied behind their back at lunch, so they have to eat like a dog.
Yeah, and there was other stuff where they have to buy him a bag of sweets and he'll eat it in front of them. And they're always like, he wouldn't do that. And everyone else is like, yeah, he would.
Yeah, actually, just to show how good I think Carmelita is, it's very rarely in a show where you've got a stranger, in this case Larry, right? Because he gets caught breaking into the library, and when she steps in with the Space Girls line, "I'll tell you what I want," and it's like really intimidating. I'm like, it's very rare that a scene like this where it's a stranger and a kid who's like, 12 or whatever she is, and I'm worried for the adult. Like, I'm not worried that he's up to no good, that he's some creep or something like that. I'm worried for him in this scene.
He is a bit useless, though, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, that's also a running joke, is that Larry's pretty useless.
Yeah.
Because, he's Larry. So Olaf becomes the new gym teacher, and he even gets an entrance out of the... what do you call it when they burst through the thing?
I'm not sure.
It's like a drum canvas they burst through.
Yeah, like the big paper thing.
I don't know what you call that. Honestly, the first thing I think of is actually the first ever Batman cover with Robin, because he jumps through one of those things in the cover.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's what I think of when I think of that. And I know everyone was expecting a reference to the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer there, but no, that was just a genuine reference to something else that it made me think of.
Yeah, subversion. Getting in the spirit of this show.
But I still got the reference in anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Because, god damn it, I do. Even that's got some funny build-up, because the Quagmires will try to tell the Baudelaires, hey, Olaf's here, we think we saw Olaf, and the entire time they keep getting shushed, and then they try to write it down at one point, and the teacher from behind grabs the book out of their hand. It's like, how dare you?
And then Olaf just steps out, and they're like, okay, I guess Olaf's here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so we'll see. He's got definitely another big character. He's got like I think a turban. I'm saying I think because I'm dubious as to if I'm getting the exact terminology wrong, because someone will tell me that's not a turban, it's something else. But,
and he's got the goatee and everything.
Yeah, so we'll see how he shapes up and how the Baudelaires handle it. But
his introduction was pretty fun. A man with no previous work history or credit record.
Oh, actually, here's one of my favourite little jokes in this one, and they do it twice. The first time it really made me laugh is when they first get into the shack. They're there for like a couple of minutes, and a newspaper lands on the floor. In that way, in the classic movie sense, where they'll throw the newspaper into the house and it'll land, and it'll be like, here's the headline. Yeah. But it's the little shack, and the newspaper just lands with a relevant headline. And then at the end of the episode, it happens again, where Olaf just appeared, and then the newspaper
Olaf
lands.
Nowhere nearby.
Yeah. Again, funny little quirky joke, but it's those little offbeat things that really make this show pop, I think.
It is. It makes it a lot of fun to watch. It's so easy just to watch as well.
Oh yeah, it flows like butter. This 45 minutes, went right.
Yeah, felt more like 25.
Yeah. So naturally, we'll be back with episode 2, which should be tomorrow. We're planning on recording that later on so that we've got it ready for tomorrow. And then we'll be trying to go as best we can one a day, but that won't necessarily happen every day, depending on other scheduled things. But we should hopefully get through this relatively quick, because Lost in Space is coming in 2 weeks, so that's our deadline to finish this Netflix show. So we've got space for the next one, because
Netflix just keeps pumping them out,
because they're punishing us over this little period. But that is episode 1 of a series of unfortunate events, so by all means let us know what you thought of the first episode, and the comments, like and subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the show and the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv. There's a link to that in the description, but otherwise that is us. So thank you once again. We'll see you next time, and as always, have you got any vanilla?